Welcome to Inspired Living with Carrie Murphy, the podcast, where as your host each and every week, I am going to inspire you and empower you to share your message and step into that big vision you see for yourself. I'll be bringing you celebrity interviews, influencer insights, and my personal tips from decades as an on-camera talent, TV host, media expert, and entrepreneur, so you can build a brilliant seven-figure brand. Because when you're inspired, you inspire others. So let's go. Hi, I'm Carrie Murphy, and welcome back to Inspired Living TV. You know, as a TV veteran for many years, I can't begin to tell you how many sets I've been on and how many videos I have shot. And over the last 10 years, I've worked with hundreds, if not thousands of entrepreneurs, teaching them how to show up authentically and use video to grow and scale their business. And after watching hundreds of videos, there are a few things that I see over and over again that distract people from really positioning you or the person that they're watching from buying, from showing up as a leader, from really broadcasting your brilliance with confidence. So today I'm going to share with you some of those things that will really help you when it comes to showing up on camera, more of the behind the scenes to help you show up powerfully on scene. So the first one is, let's just get straight away to this. What position do you put your camera? I know, it's a big question. So horizontally is how you want to have your Android or your iPhone. You're going to shoot horizontally most of the time, unless you're shooting for IGTV or you're going live on Instagram. So I want you to think about, where are people watching my content? Are they watching it on their computer screen or are they watching it on their phone? The research is really profound when it comes to how many people watch a video. Most people prefer to watch video content on their phone over TV, right? So you are a network, you are a broadcast channel, and you have to be easily accessible. Now, again, in the research, people prefer to watch their videos horizontally on their phone, right? Makes sense, bigger screen, but you want to know, like, where is my ideal client watching my video right now? So most of the time you're going to shoot horizontally versus vertically. Okay. Tip number one. Number two, what is your frame? All right. It drives me bananas when I see people on camera with headroom that is like this much more headroom. All right. You want to take up space. You want to look through the camera lens, which means your camera should be eye level. So in my tuning on camera training, I have people come up and we do playback, and it's amazing how the small nuances of your nonverbal communication speak so loud. The smallest little things. For example, if I'm looking down at the camera, right, all of a sudden, I look shy, timid, chin is down. Look at that. Just a couple inches, couple centimeters make a huge difference. Now, if my chin is up, if my nose is up, right? All of a sudden, I'm lofty and I'm not touchable, right? People might think I'm arrogant, right? So eyes to camera level. This is where you're connecting with people one eyeball at a time. So you want to look through the camera lens and you want to watch your headspace. All right. Again, I'm not a big fan of people that have a lot of headroom, because what happens when you have a lot of headroom, all of a sudden you look around what's on top of the head, right? You don't take up space. You're not an authority. Boom, right? All of a sudden I take up space. You take me more seriously and you're more likely to listen. All right. So less headroom is better. Now let's talk about hands. When do you use them? How do you use them? It would be very awkward if you were to shoot a video and never move your hands, right? Hands are just an extension of our energy and our personality. I say on video, you can't fake energy. And that's all it is. You are literally bringing up, and the camera is the conduit to the energy that you exude and put out there. So your hands are an extension of that. So use them. So make sure that your frame is at least waist up if you're using your hands. So when you use them, it makes sense, right? And don't use them just to take up space. Use them for a reason. Use them with volition. Use them to make a point. Actually, Kelly Day, who's our head media coach, she has such great advice when it comes to this, which is when you're saying something like the number one thing, instead of saying the number one thing, say the number one thing. What a difference, right? When you say 5 tips, I have 5 amazing tips to share with you. I have 5 amazing tips to share with you. So use your hands with purpose, use them with volition, but use them. Okay, because this is awkward, it's uncomfortable, and I know that you're nervous. All right, so the best advice I have for you if you are nervous is use your hands. Use your hands. Now, let's talk about lighting for a minute. Now, I'm here with Eric. Eric's been with me for many years. He is the behind the scenes guy who makes all my videos look so great. But when I'm doing a masterclass or I'm doing lives, all I use is a ring light and my iPhone. That's it. All right, but right now I have a lot of natural light here on the right-hand side. My whole house is just natural light. So Eric has a big light to my left at 45 degrees to fill in, right, the light that I would need. Does that make sense? So when you are looking at lighting, you want equal proportions of light, right? In our Be Studio Ready guide, we give you step-by-step how to set up your home studio, what lighting you need, how to set up your lighting, equipment recommendations we have. But notice, I have all this light coming in here, and Eric filled me with light to the left. So normally you want to have a key light on your right-hand side, fill light on your left, and we have a little background light in the back, so it doesn't look just dark and like this weird dark space you're going back into, right? You want to create space. So you actually don't want to shoot in front of a wall, right? Or you too close up to the wall. You want to create space. That's why I stand up and you see all the space behind me, because there's depth of field. It makes it more interesting when you're shooting your videos to have a little space behind you. So that might even be cheating 3/4, right? Or kitty corner to your room. So there's lots of options. Again, the Be Studio Ready guide will walk you through it. So things again to remember, look through the camera lens. Make sure you're not looking down. Look at that, just a little bit. Okay, my authority went under, okay? Up, not approachable, arrogant, right? Through the camera lens, eye to eye. All right, use your hands. Don't be afraid to use them. Regular frame, the frame that we recommend is waist up, whether you're sitting down or you're talking. Now, if you do shoot here, which sometimes on camera, when we're on Zoom and things like that, we do shoot more of what we call a talking head. That's totally fine. Just know that your arms are moving, which means your head is moving, which means people might not know what you're doing, all right? So if you're going to use your hands when you're shooting that tight, right, then make sure either you bring them up here or you use them less. Simply because when you're using your hands, they go in and out of frame, and that just looks weird. I hope this was super helpful. Please post your comments, and if it was, please share it with someone else, because when you are inspired, you inspire others, and we need a lot more people on camera and a lot more people being visible with less headroom this year. All right, thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, keep dreaming it, living it, and being it.
You've just heard another uplifting episode of Inspired Living with Carrie Murphy, the podcast. I hope you loved it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. And if you'd like to know more about Inspired Living or to get your hands on many of our awesome free resources, such as the Be Studio Ready guide, simply visit us at inspiredliving.tv/podcast. Remember, your vision is your destiny, and we're here to help you bring it to life. Join me again next week for another extraordinary episode.